Hello, my name is Dennis. I am the Airfields Security and Operations Supervisor at the Greater Chicago Airport. Today we'll be going through basic non-movement area ground motor vehicle training, just so you can be aware of the rules and procedures of how to conduct yourselves while you are in the non-movement area. The purpose of this training is to enhance safety and comply with Federal Aviation Administration requirements regarding ground motor vehicle operations in the Greater Chicago Airport non-movement area. Accidents involving aircraft, pedestrians, ground motor vehicles, and personnel taxiing or towing aircraft occur at airports around the world. These accidents cause property and equipment damage, injuries, and even death. Our goal is to prevent these accidents. Airport areas, landside. GYY is divided into landside and airside areas. Landside areas include parking lots, public transportation, and public access roads. The landside is readily accessible to the general public. Airside. Access to the airside of an airport is a tightly controlled area not readily accessible to the general public. It includes the area around aircraft, service roads, and restricted parts of buildings only accessible to passengers, authorized staff, or tenants. The airside is literally the area inside the fence line. The Airport Operations Area, or AOA, is a restricted area primarily used for landing, takeoff, surface maneuvering of aircraft, aircraft servicing, and related activities. The AOA includes movement areas and non-movement areas. Movement areas consist of runways, taxiways, and other areas of the airport utilized for taxiing, takeoff, and landing of aircraft. Air traffic control tower clearance is required to operate a ground motor vehicle here. The non-movement area is the area that includes the apron. An apron or ramp is an area where aircraft park, load, unload, and are serviced. Ground motor vehicle operation in the non-movement area is controlled by the airport, not the ATCT. In order to operate a ground motor vehicle anywhere in the AOA, all ground motor vehicle operators must be trained, certified, authorized, and badged. If you are not trained, certified, authorized, and badged, you must be escorted. Movement area. The GYY movement area has 2 runways, 1230 and 220, and 5 taxiways, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Echo, and Foxtrot. Taxiway Alpha is parallel to runway 1230, and taxiway Bravo is parallel to runway 220. This training does not authorize participants to operate a ground motor vehicle in the movement area. This is only for your reference to understand where you're at in relation to the airport. Here is another depiction of the non-movement area associating with the movement area. The non-movement area is in the green shade, and you can see the facilities that surround it. You have Gary Jet Center, the terminal, B. Coleman Aviation, and NIPSCO on the north side. And on the south side, you can see the movement areas. In the yellow shade, you see the taxiway. South of the taxiway, you can see its parallel runway, the movement area. Ground motor vehicle operators and pedestrians must never enter the non-movement area unless trained, certified, authorized, badged, or escorted. Tenant ground motor vehicle operations. T and communal hangar tenants are not authorized to drive their ground motor vehicles outside of their immediate hangar area. Communal and T hangar tenants are authorized to operate their ground motor vehicles from an AOA gate to their respective hangars. Movement, non-movement area markings. A single solid yellow line with a single dashed yellow line divides the movement area from a non-movement area. The dashed line is on the movement area taxiway side. All vehicles and pedestrians must stop on the holding side, solid yellow line, unless cleared to proceed into the movement area by the ATCT. However, this training does not authorize you to enter the movement area. If you cross the line, you've crossed the line. Here is a depiction of how the non-movement area boundary line is at our airport. You can see the non-movement area apron, the holding side of that non-movement area boundary line, the non-movement area boundary line, and the movement area, which is the taxiway. Runway hold position markings. A runway hold position marking consists of two solid yellow lines and two dashed yellow lines. Do not cross the solid yellow lines. The double dashed lines are on the runway side. This training does not authorize you to enter a taxiway or runway, as both are movement areas. If you get this far, you've gone too far. Hold signs. A mandatory hold sign has a red background with white letters. Think of this sign as the airport's version of a stop sign. Like a holding position marking, never drive past a mandatory hold sign. At night, things look very different, so be extra careful. Surface incidents. According to the FAA, a surface incident is any occurrence at an airport involving an aircraft, vehicle, person, or object on the ground creating a collision hazard when the aircraft is not trying to take off or land. A surface incident occurs when a ground motor vehicle operator leaves a ramp area or an airport service road and drives or walks onto a taxiway without air traffic control, consent, or an authorized escort. Runway incursions. A runway incursion is any occurrence at an aerodrome airport involving the incorrect presence of an aircraft, vehicle, or person on the protected area of a surface designated for the landing and takeoff of aircraft.
Toma fotos. Up there.
Runway incursions. This is a runway incursion severity codes. You can see the increased severity of runway incursions indicated by the FAA. D, little or no risk of collision. C, ample time and distance to avoid collision. B, significant potential for collision. A, barely avoid a collision. And then the accident. Security requirements. Motor vehicle operators must have a valid state-issued driver's license in order to get badged and to operate a ground motor vehicle on the airside of GYY. This badge must be worn on your outermost garment while operating on the airfield. Security requirements. When entering or exiting the AOA via an automatic gate, make sure the gate closes completely behind you before you proceed. It helps us to prevent unauthorized or unlawful entry by humans and animals. Never allow anyone to piggyback through a gate with you unless you are escorting the vehicles. If you escort them, you are responsible for them. Vehicle operation requirements. The speed limit is 15 miles an hour on the AOA. Never exceed 5 miles an hour within 20 feet of a parked aircraft. Pedestrians and vehicles must yield to aircraft because aircraft always have the right of way. The authorized driver of a ground motor vehicle is responsible for the safe operation of the vehicle and the actions of any occupants and escorts. Remember, in hazardous conditions, snow, ice, and darkness make airport driving more difficult. Fuel trucks must not be parked within 50 feet of a building or within 10 feet of another vehicle. Always yield to responding emergency vehicles. All vehicles parked in the AOA must have their engines shut off. In addition, motor vehicles routinely operating on the airside must have their flashers on, or hazards. If you need assistance between 5 and 10 p.m., contact 219-949-4910. Between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., contact 219-949-5139 as you will reach an ARF Ops officer. Use caution when working and or driving around aircraft. Propellers, rotor blades, jet engine suction, and engine blasts create a significant hazard to ground motor vehicle operators and pedestrians alike. When driving in the immediate area behind a large jet aircraft with its engines running, a ground motor vehicle operator should stop or stay well back. The engine exhaust from some large jets can easily flip over vehicles, tow tractors, luggage carts, etc. Failure to comply with GYY ground motor vehicle operations regulations can result in a written warning, suspension, revocation, retraining, or flogging. We're not going to flog you. Foreign object debris. According to the FAA, foreign object debris is any substance, debris, or article alien to an aircraft or system which could potentially cause damage. It includes but is not limited to rags, tools, coins, rocks, broken concrete or asphalt, articles of clothing, screws, nuts, bolts, wire, metal, protective covers, or construction material. FOD is extremely dangerous because it has the ability to cause serious, even deadly accidents. If you see FOD, please pick it up and place it in a covered waste container or contact the GYY Operations Department if you need assistance. FOD is everyone's business, so please help us control it. Remember, driving in the non-movement area is a privilege. It is your responsibility to follow the guidelines and regulations that we have set out that is discussed in this training. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the Gary Chicago Airport Operations Department or our administration department.